My name is Kalen of Aravel. At least, that's what the world knows me as.
But the truth is, the title Prince has always felt heavier than any armor I've ever worn. Since childhood, I was
taught that my life belonged to the kingdom. My future and my heart were tools for duty. Yet, I longed for a love that was real.
And so one night, when the weight became too much to bear, I removed my royal cloak, dressed myself like a simple traveler, and slipped out of the palace unrecognized. I had no destination, only a desperate hope to find a life where my name meant nothing. The gate between times. Days later, wandering through an ancient forest, I discovered an archway covered in vines, something out of legend. As I stepped through it, the world twisted, and when I opened my eyes, I found myself in a different time, a simpler time, a village full of warmth and laughter and people who knew nothing of kings or crowns. It was there that I met her, Ilara. She worked in a small bakery, flour on her cheeks, determination in her eyes, and a smile that didn't quite reach her heart. She greeted me with kindness the moment we met, not knowing who I was, only seeing me. That alone felt like a miracle. I introduced myself simply as Kale. We delivered bread to tether. We talked beneath the stars. We laughed like children discovering joy for the first time. Slowly, I fell in love with her. This girl who had lived through loss, yet still treated the world with gentleness. But every day, I kept my true identity hidden, fear tightening around my throat. I should have told her. I wish I had told her. The day my worlds collided. One evening, Ilara told me something that tore at my soul. She said, "People always leave. I don't believe anyone stays." I wanted so badly to tell her I will stay. But how could I promise permanence when I was built on a life of lies? Then fate intervened in the cruelest way. Soldiers from my kingdom, my soldiers, tore through the village, calling my name. "Prince Kalen, the king is gravely ill." Ilara stood there, hearing everything. The betrayal in her eyes was worse than any sword wound I could imagine. "You lied to me," she said, voice shaking. I reached for her, but she pulled away. She didn't cry loudly, just a quiet, broken hurt that shattered me completely. Before I could explain, duty dragged me back to my original time. I lost her that day because I was afraid to trust her with the truth. My father recovered, but I did not. I wandered the palace halls like a ghost. I attended meetings but heard nothing. I sat on the throne but felt empty. How could I rule a kingdom when my heart was still in another time, in the hands of the woman I hurt? So I made a decision that silenced an entire court.
I renounced the throne. I gave up everything. Wealth, power, the future prepared for me.
Not for rebellion, not for freedom, for love. I returned to the archway, the bridge between times, praying it would allow me through again. When I stepped back into Ilara's time, there she was, sitting by the river where we once watched sunsets. She looked at me with surprise, confusion, and a flicker of hope. "I came back," I told her.
I came back.
Not as a prince, not as anyone important.
Not as anyone important.
Just as the man who loves you.
Just as the man who loves you.
"You left everything," she asked quietly. "For you," I whispered. "For us." She touched the pendant on my neck, the one piece of my old life I kept. Her fingers trembled. "You should have told me." "I know, and I will spend the rest of my life proving that I'll never lie to you again." Her eyes softened, her walls lowered, and she finally let me hold her again. In that embrace, I realized something. I did not lose a kingdom. I gained a life.